Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming tonight. Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is where Herbster and KD present what they've done for the week. So without any mucking around, here's our good friend Herbster to explain what's happening in his world.
How you doing, everybody? Sorry about the background noise, but my wife and all is in here watching The Voice. Pretty much this week I got some supplies in there. I got another wall down. I got some cleanup to do. I've rewired some, I tore out all the wiring and installed one plug for me to have electricity while I'm there. Pretty much, that's about it. I mean, I tried to get some video up so everybody could see it. I got all the video up. If everybody's actually been to my site, they've actually seen pretty much of everything. The video I had tonight is pretty dark. It's getting dark earlier here, and I'm getting later to the house to work on it. But if anybody's got any questions, I'm here. Feel free to ask.
Yeah, guys, if you just want to stick your hands up and ask questions of Herbster, you don't have to use the microphone. We don't force people to do that here, but you're welcome to use the microphone. If you don't, put it in text. I've got one question. You've finished a lot of that dismantling. Is there much more actual destruction that has to go ahead downstairs first? Because I know upstairs you've just about ripped into, and I know the bathroom's a separate issue, but is there a lot of that downstairs that you've yet to start, Herb?
Yes, if you look along the interior walls, you'll see that around, you'll see a bare space all the way around it. That is like, it takes forever because it's got a wire mesh that's on it. I have to use 2 hammers, and it takes a good probably hour and a half just to do one wall. That I have to do around every wall, all the way around the corners, all the way around the tops, stuff like that. The bathroom, yes, has not been touched. That's next on my list. That and the kitchen is halfway. I got the wall down, so now you can see actually the open floor plan on it. But yeah, it's still just tearing down, cleaning up, tearing down, cleaning up. I'm still in that stage. I would say I'm probably 2/3 of the way done on the teardown.
Yeah, but Herbster, my question is how far from your current residence is the place that you're doing there? Because I noticed that, like with me, that the traveling takes up so much part of the day itself that, by the time you're done, 1 mile, okay, that ain't bad. Yeah, so we're about almost an hour from ours, so go there and get a little bit done and then have to come back. That takes a while.
Yeah, it's not too far. Like I said, it's right down the street from my house. But it's like by the time I get done with my one job and to go down there, I'm only getting a couple hours, and now it's getting dark here right around, I guess, 6:30, 7 o'clock, somewhere around that area. Go ahead, Piss.
Hi Herb, I was just been watching your videos. You're looking great, by the way. Just want to compliment you on all the hard work you're doing. I can see you're very busy. We have a problem in this area. Like what do you do with all your waste product? Do you have a bin rented or something like that, or are you just putting it in storage somewhere, or how do you get rid of that?
Local around here, as long as you're a Baltimore County resident, there's a landfill. Usually they try to charge you far as the weight, but as long as you're a local resident, you can actually pretty much go in there and just dump it. That's the street that I'm on and the alley but there, I have no place to put a dumpster at. So I've been actually manhandling it, putting it into the truck, shoveling it off the truck at the dump. That's pretty much how I've been doing it. Go ahead, Seeds.
Yeah, I know that you've got all that old wiring that's in the house, and I know that you're probably going to lay the new wiring. But do the laws in your state suggests that it has to be signed off by an electrician. I say that because for the both houses I've built, I've done my own wiring, but by law I had to have it signed off. Otherwise, I couldn't connect it to the box and things. Oh, yes. Okay.
Now, everything around in our areas, like I said, you're supposed to have permits for that, permits for this, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just every time you go get a permit, your taxes want to go up. You know, I did that with this house that I'm in now, and rather they don't ask, I don't tell situation.
Well, I know for electrical it only accounts for AC power, not the DC stuff.
Yeah, I believe that is right. Okay, maybe I didn't let everybody know too. I forgot about that. I'm actually going to walk away from the solar power in this house. I was going to do it, but I figured maybe in reality it's better to take that extra money, invest it into the kitchen, invest it into the bathroom, and this way the house will sell faster. Solar power, you know, we're in the city, everything's powered here, not too many people are really looking for stuff like that. Now I still can put in like LED lights and stuff like that that actually run on there that would use it and present it that way too as a energy saving home. KD.
Yeah. Are you hearing me? I'm testing out my mic. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think if they want to press it, like even on DC systems, it's written into the National Electrical Code. There's provisions in there for DC and low voltage systems and stuff, and there are codes for that too, because that could, it could in effect, two wires could short out and arc and get hot and cause sparks and cause a fire. And that's what it amounts to. They're just worried about fire. Is what they're basically worried about.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, like I said, there is a certain code here too. Like I said, I actually getting no building permits or going up there for reconstruction permits or rehab permits. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do my best to keep it on the down low, and the neighbors seem pretty cool. I don't think they, I haven't been bothered yet, so hopefully, I don't get bothered. But yeah, like I said, so I pretty much, like I said, I know a little, not a lot. Thank God I got Jeep on here and I got KD on here. I know you guys can actually help me with a lot of that kind of stuff, and trust me, you're going to get to a point where you're going to say, Herb, go hire an electrician, leave us alone. Go ahead, TJ.
Yeah, I was wondering what kind of insulation you're going to use in the house. Just the regular pink stuff, or are you going to actually blue foam it, which is twice as efficient?
Nah, I'm just going to go with the pink stuff, wherever they sell at Home Depot. Like I said, it's a row home, so only the outer walls is one's going to have insulation. Maybe a little bit up in the attic, but the attic's going to have 3/4 inch plywood through down on top of it, so for storage with a pull down stairwell case.
Cool.
Go ahead, Seats.
Yeah, one thing I was actually impressed with, because I got a few close-ups of it when you did the destruction, is how well built that brick veneer home actually was. Even though they're only row homes, they were pretty well constructed. it looks like there's no wood rot. Doesn't look like any deterioration in that timber. Did you find any wood rot at all whilst you were pulling things apart? Because to me, it looked pretty good timber still.
Yeah, it actually all is in actually really good shape. I don't know the exact name and stuff like that of what you would call it. I believe the wood is like petrified. Come find out, the house wasn't in the 1950s. It actually was around the 1920s is when they built them houses. It was actually built for the shipyards that are near there, probably less than about a mile from it. That's where the names of the streets come from. There's Broad Ship, King Ship, Admiral Street, stuff like that. Those kind of names. It was built specifically for the people that worked at the shipyards. Only rot that I had was right around a couple of the bottom window seals, but those kind of walls I was going to replace anyway because it was only like wood fern strips, real small, half-inch. But it's actually, you're right, actually in really, really good shape for being that old. Go ahead, Katie.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like on that insulation stuff, have you looked into that that closed foam or open cell? I guess it's closed cell or open cell spray foam. Like you can spray that stuff up inside the attic and inside the walls, and then they go in there with a knife and you get everything wired, everything put in the walls, you spray that in there, and then they come in there with a knife and slice it off smooth, and then you put your sheetrock up over it.
Yeah, I actually used to work for a company that we did that with. It was foam insulation. We used to drill holes in the cement blocks and actually fill it up with it. I have a couple of friends that still work for that company. If I can actually get them to come by and probably do that for me, I would do it. But if I can't, that stuff is extremely, extremely expensive, at least here in my part of the woods. But yeah, like I said, I used to do that actually for a living. I did that for about a year. I didn't like it, so I went somewhere else. Go ahead, Oz. Seats.
Yeah, I was just thinking, and I've done it before, is I'm sure you have taken photos at certain stages of the dismantling, and I'm sure you're going to take photos of the new fabrication because it's a great selling point. It seriously is a great selling point. Because a lot of people will be curious. I can tell you what buyers will do is they'll go and knock on your neighbour's door and say, would you mind if I just have a quick look through? And so it's a huge selling point when you've got it's not a portfolio, but you can say to people what you've done, what the process was and how it's finished, and then they get to see what it's finished. But it certainly is a selling point that people can see physically what you've done to the place. Because most people just don't know. But some people are very curious on that, and it would be a good point.
Yes, I definitely did. I actually went and I took pictures. I actually did the videos, and I kept every one of the videos. And I got the program where I can actually take like a snapshot of, like, say, the front of the house, the living room, the dining room, and so on. Yeah, because I did this before, like I said, back in '96 when I bought this house, and I didn't take no pictures of it. Like I said, nobody. I mean, now that I'm doing it all over again. Of course, it's fresh in my memory that I hated doing it, but it's got to be done. Yeah, I'm going to do pictures of before, after, during, all of it. Go ahead, Katie.
Hey, on that one wall, okay, I know you took that one wall out there by the kitchen. You took that one completely out, and that wasn't a supporting wall, supporting structure or anything there, right? And then on that other wall that's there, were you thinking about taking that out, or have you kind of decided not to do that, or because I'd suggested maybe like one of those engineered beams. You could actually maybe put an engineered beam in there and open that all the way up.
The one wall from the dining room to the living room, that is a load-bearing wall. I can't remove that. Yes, I know I could put another beam across and try to widen it, but I have to have that wall to run my air duct upstairs for my central air system. So that wall is basically going to almost have to stay the same because I will have no other place in the house unless I want to put my duct on the outside of the wall. So I left that wall for that. But the one from the kitchen to the dining room, yes, that was not a load-bearing wall. Like I said, then that's totally gone now.
Hey, like up there for your air conditioning and everything and your duct work, because I saw that what you were talking about with the duct work and everything. You could, if you needed more air volume through there, you could split. You could probably run you a duct lengthways there and then split off and come up through those pockets there above between the floor and the ceiling.
Yeah, that's the way they actually do it now here. They'll actually just cover use the floor as the top part. They use the beams going across as the walls, and then they take a metal plate and they put it across the bottom. They use actually your rafters as their vents instead of actually putting ductwork in. They use those as the. But like I said, yeah, it's going to have a lot of vents. No, it doesn't have to have a lot. It's not a exactly big house, but it's at least got to have a vent to each room. Where it only had one vent that was going to a hallway upstairs, and I guess they had to open the doors if they wanted heat or air conditioning.
Oh, okay, I see. I see what you're saying about that. I would think though that would kind of leak though up there. That's what I was thinking. You could get some of that flexible ducting and just tee off of that. Just run a duct out and towards that direction, and then run, and then up there in the rafters, and then tee off of that. I was thinking use that flexible that you're going to use, like that flexible stuff, because it's already insulated. It's a round duct, and it just fits right down onto the register, and there you are.
Yeah, like somehow I'm going to have like I said, I got to get the heating and air conditioner guy in there. That's one field that I'm not real familiar with. Would have loved to learn it, but once I get them in there, I got to get them to. Once I have all the walls built and all the structure, everything pretty much sound. Before I'm even going to run the electric, I'm going to have the heating and air conditioner guy come in because I got to have nowhere put the like I said, the ductworks and stuff like that. Go ahead, Seats.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that you're going to try and flip, as they call it in the US, the house. But the laws are here a 12-month appreciation values. You get hit with a higher tax. I think you said that before there as well. Are you going to rent it out, or are you going to let your son live there and pay a nominal rental until that 12-month passes, or what is the law there? And the second part of the question is, I'm pretty sure you've still got the nose sniffing into getting a block of land. So two-part question, what are you going to do with the house? And what the laws are in regards to timeframes for a higher tax to sell it under the 12 months. And are you still looking for that magical piece of land as well?
I'm going to try to work out as best as I can. Right now, the house is still in a friend of mine's name, like I said. So, but she's already paid off. I still owe a little loan on the house, or what she actually owes. I told her I would pay that off. So when I get the house done, I'm going to take and have her put it on the market, and we're going to sell it that way. This way, we'll avoid that 12-month extra high cost on it. Also, the land, yes, heck yeah. If I can, sooner if I find the land, the better. You know me, I just want to definitely get on there. I want to start getting off the grid. Go ahead, Katie.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to ask you. Hang on a second. Yeah, just come back to me here in a minute.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead, Barry.
Just one question. I've seen like where your low-bearing wall comes in holding up the second floor, right there in the middle in between your dining room, kitchen, and the living room part. I've seen people have the same problem, and what they would do would be basically do a double wall. They would build a wall, like 6 inches away from the other one, the one that's there, and then, sheetrock it, and then they would use that space to run their ductwork from the basement up into the second floor.
Yeah, I believe they was probably actually boxing in the vent when I usually see those. I was trying to not to lose too much space. Every inch counts when you're trying to sell a house. Yeah, so if you look at the earlier videos, the one where the refrigerator used to be, there was the only duct that they actually had going up in there. Like I said, and the only thing they didn't do was they didn't box that in. But yeah, like I said, I think it's actually like the way it's set up now. I think the little open floor plan between the dining room and the kitchen is actually going to look really good. I've seen a neighbors that was like 3 doors up, and their house was done the exact same way. The only thing different is the dining room windows. They actually took those out and put glass sliding doors in and put a deck on the back, made it look even better. But I can't afford to do that. Go ahead, Seeds.
Okay, this is just coming from a second angle. The wife is asking, who's doing the decorating? Is your wife going to be choosing all the colours, and is everyone going to chip in and do all the painting?
No, actually, I'm like a fanatic about paint. I let my wife decorate this house, and she turned it all into like a maroon red. So I actually love the white, or actually an antique white on the walls, and then of course the gloss white on the woodwork. But there's not going to be too much woodwork in there, and if I do put any new woodwork in, it's just going to be bare or like stained or wood like that. I'm not going to paint it. Go ahead, Seats.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because that's just what a builder would do. They'd put in a basis for people to add their own colours, so it saves you money and saves you time, but also gives people, when they did purchase it, to decide what they're going to do with it. And what colour do you say? Maroon and brown. That means you're beige people.
Yeah, I don't have my camera on now, but usually I have like a Dr. Pepper, and that's actually the theme that we went through in our house now. We have a lot of old antique-looking Dr. Pepper pictures and signs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the color she went with throughout the whole downstairs, and with the brown, we have hardwood floors, oak color, and oak cabinets. So yeah, but I'm just going to go with it's called an antique white, and then the eggshell white that's sort of going to be on the woodwork trim if I was going to do trim.
All right, it's not that we're out of questions, but if you want to let us know, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what you can be doing for the next week, Herb, but if you can just let people know in summary what sort of things they can look forward to, probably in some of the videos you're going to do, and what you are going to do to the home for the next week.
Well, okay, I'm trying to wrap up the kitchen, take out the stuff like that, but in order to do all that, I got to start taking out plumbing. So hopefully I can get the plumbing. Oh, that's another thing. All the plumbing in the house is got one shutoff valve. Not one shutoff valve for where the kitchen sinks are, the toilet, the bathtub. None of it. So I got to shut the whole main off in the basement or going out in the front on the front curb. So once I get that done, I can actually just finish gutting the bathrooms and the kitchen. I'm trying to get it where I get it all down to bare wood, to the bare framing, and then I could start back from there. But yeah, that's my goal. Hopefully by next week, I'll have the kitchen done and I'll have the bathroom done.
All right, Herbster, thanks for all that, and thanks for giving your show tonight. If you could just, for the people that don't know, put the link into your YouTube channel, so if they haven't seen what you've done already, they can start following the progress of your home rebuild. If you've got anything else further to say, I'm just going to get off the mic, and after that we'll get KD to come up. But you got anything else to say, Herb?
No, I'm actually waiting for KD. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for the questions, and thanks for all the advice and stuff like that I can get to. Like I said, I do appreciate it. Like I said, check out my videos, and you can see the progress. And like I said, any little bit of help, comments and stuff like that, I will take them in consideration. I do appreciate the help. Thanks again.